Hi guys, welcome back to the second part of the series where we're talking to Shannon and Jo Lum from Sydney, the instigators of the 42.2 kilometre in 42 hours challenge. In this video we speak to the Sydney couple about the next 42 challenge coming up in June, and we also ask them what they're looking forward to most when we get back to a little bit of normality after this coronavirus pandemic. Guys, if you watched the first video, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the talk with Shannon and Jo.
Got to see like the different stories we've read about. Joanne and I each night have just, although we've got the kids, we've got to dedicate time to our own family. We have put away some time to go through people's stories, and that's what we're getting. You know, just I said to Joanne that when we first came up with this idea and leading into it, I said, you know what, this may just change one person's life. You may have a male or a female that's out there doing it really tough, and all of a sudden they've latched onto this event. They've gone out on a Saturday morning, they've cleared their head, they've run, and where they may have been, we call it course correction. They may have been going that way, and all of a sudden this is just
you provided the roundabout, and they're now just heading in that, you know, completely different path. And personally, we've certainly picked up that there've been a couple of stories like that.
Yes. If you just change one person's life to make it better, then that's job done. So I'm sure that there's a couple of people that were doing it tough, and I think they've just now maybe seen the light, and they'll just go, you know what, I may go this way now, and that's a great thing.
And I think sort of also part of bringing people along on that journey is little snippets like the lady in the pink that I will never forget with her balloons in her kitchen doing a cartwheel at the end of her marathon. Those sort of things stay in your mind, and it's just hilarious. It's great that people are free enough to do that, put it out there, and that shows what they feel about that community, that they're safe in that community and they feel happy to share that sort of stuff.
And that's exactly right, because you wouldn't normally share those kind of things just to your normal, you know, group of friends, but because we're all in this together, and it's all this run community, you felt comfortable to do it and show. And there was even the family that had they included the grandfather that did the last 200 meters of the 42.2, and he came across they had a little finish line for him, and he came across the line and they were holding the ribbon, and there's grandpa getting involved, and so they've got that little family memory forever. And I think that's brilliant.
What was the feedback from runners? People loved it. Did they hound you straight away to do something else?
If you read, there was pretty much, wasn't there, people saying what's the next event, or what's the next challenge. I think some people said, what's the next challenge? And don't worry, once this kicked off, typical my mind was already racing with different things we could do, because again, I was doing it for our group, so more than happy to put it out to everybody else. But yeah, we did certainly get asked that, and I ended up, my personal messenger account, I pretty much stopped answering people because there's that many requests and that many questions about what's coming up next. I thought we just put on the page.
So you haven't given yourself much of a break between them. Like around last weekend, you've already posted what the next event is in 4 weeks' time. Have you had a chance to take a breath from last week or not? You just keep on rolling?
No, Jo is the engine there. She's sort of been doing all the stuff that's in the background, and I suppose I just come up with the ideas, and Joanne says, oh, here we go again, let's do it. But look, you know what, if we could run one a month at the moment while the world is in an ordinary place, and even reading last night that parkrun may not come back for a long time because it's a mass group gathering. Well, you know what, maybe people will get on this page and go, okay, well, there's not one for 4 weeks, but there's something coming up in 4 weeks, which means weekly I do a little bit of training, and I'll go out and get myself ready for that next challenge.
Yeah.
So what's the idea behind the next one?
You can answer this one.
Well, 1942 is what it's been labelled, and 42, I think, is our common denominator, like we touched on before. It's just that people attached to the 42.2 and 42 hours for us will remain the common denominator. But 19, we're still well and truly in COVID-19 and the effects of it, so hence 19 is stamped there at the front, and we wanted to still dedicate and have you know, a tribute or dedication to everybody really affected on the front line, the frontline workers, the emergency staff, the health staff, the people that are losing loved ones, and all those. So we want to make sure that is at the forefront, that we you know, don't just get carried away with the hoo-ha and the awesomeness and all that.
Think about
it's
others.
Still quite a serious situation, and so yeah, we're still very much attached to being in that environment. So 19 and then just attaching to 42, keeping 42 either as a distance, but we'll keep the 42 hours as a common denominator.
And that 42 hours is put out there so that if you are a shift worker, or you know, you're a mum that can't do it on that certain time, again, you know, go back to the Sunday morning race that's on at 8 o'clock. Well, there's plenty of people that just can't make that time. So we want to make it that everybody's got an opportunity, and it's almost like there's no excuse. You can get out and do it. Start Friday night, 6 o'clock, your local time. You've got till 12 on Sunday. So again, it's all about just trying to get people involved, and there's an option for you to do it within that 42 hours.
And you choose your format. I've had somebody already suggest that they'll do the 1, the 9, and the 42. So taking the 19 as one person, it's going to be 9 runs, and they'll do 42 kilometres. So that's their interpretation of 1942. But we'll do 19 kilometres and 42 kilometres, split up or in one go. And over to you in terms of the individual or the team, and come up with your format. And I loved seeing what eventuated there as well. You saw one or a few, I think, did do 1 kilometre on the hour for 42 hours. I mean, I just wouldn't have even dreamt that up. But
incredible.
Hats off and fair play for that. Just is wow. That's just, you know, that's just adding that other challenge.
Well, I think that's I think that's why people like the 42 hours is, even when you're racing yourself, we've all got our own race plan in our head, haven't we? Or we all say we're going to do it this way. Well, this just takes away, again, that pressure for the individual to say, well, I want to do it this way. And they are able to break up their race plan in their head, and they can choose it their way. So you're putting the race back to the people. And so you can run it your way. And again, that just relieves that race pressure, which I think is why we get so many people going, I'll have a go at 42.2.
So there's been a lot of love on the Facebook page for you guys, and obviously people would look at you, and you can see it from their comments that they are looking at you thinking, these guys are so special, they've done this for all of us to get us all involved, it's such an amazing thing to do. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like you're different from other people in the sense that you actually made the decision to go ahead and open this up, or do you think that it's something that other people could do? And what advice would you give to anybody who's sort of sitting there in the shadows thinking, oh, I'd really like to, you know, get other people involved, but I don't know how? I
find it hard to take on all the love. I attach myself more to the motivation that that amount of people want to do the challenge and get something personally for it. So it's sort of awkward to read all the love too much, because I don't want it to be about us. I just want it to be about the really special thing to achieve the challenge for it, and it's so individual. But I do feel the belief that everyone's sharing that they're gaining for themselves just makes so many other people go, yeah, I could do that, or maybe I will actually do a 42.2 event one day.
Yep, or even something smaller. And I'm with Joanne. Obviously, we're really grateful. I'm still waiting for that negative comment to come to us, and it just hasn't. So it, honestly, 100% has been just all positive, and I'm so grateful for that. But I think others out there are grateful to what's been put to them this event.
Yeah, it's you just get a lot out of seeing someone gain belief and confidence in themselves. In this challenge, you've all gone and done it. We've just sort of laid down a platform that allows you to do it.
Right, so you guys were both training for Port Ironman?
Yeah, both training for Port, and we started to get a bit of an inkling that it was not going to go ahead when this sort of COVID-19, could see it was quite serious. And then, the brakes were put on, and because we've been involved in triathlon so many years, we have that routine of the Sunday runner has the Sunday run, and our routine stopped, and we have carried on with training, but it just halted overnight.
The whole world did, didn't it? And the rug was quite literally pulled from beneath everybody across the world, and everybody, I think, felt the effects in a different time frame. Just some, it crept up on me, for instance, but some it was immediate, and the routine stopped. But I think the effects were starting to creep in, and everyone's felt that at a different speed and pace. So yeah, just needing the attachment to something to go towards was just, the craving was just there. It was just the perfect timing for a community to come together in this event.
Okay, so anyone who wants to find the next event, where do they go? Same Facebook page?
Same Facebook page, 42.2 kilometres in 42 hours. And they can join that, bring a friend, and we want to grow it, obviously, and get more people around the world being involved.
Are you going to do all the
Are you two
merchandise
doing it?
again?
Yeah, well, we're discussing that now. We actually spoke to the medal designer last night. Put your thinking cap on, and why don't you come back to us with a design, and we'll go from there. So yeah, we might make a few changes, but I believe there will be a shop open again.
Good work, guys. That's awesome. Yeah, we'll be doing it for sure.
Yeah, have you had to think about which distance you'll attack?
Not yet.
Not yet, no. But we'll put our thinking caps on and see what we can come up with.
Well, 2 weeks is a perfect lead-in, we found.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks is all you need. 2 week training program, 2 week plan.
That's right, yeah.
Suits me. I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
You're experts at it. So what's something that you're looking forward to when we do come out of all this coronavirus?
To be honest, I have missed the coaching part of it, like mixing with 110 athletes each week. I have really missed working with the different groups. And I must say, it's probably the juniors that I've missed. And it's the juniors because they've had so much taken away from them. I want to get back into that routine. So, yeah, I've missed routine and I want to get back to normal life, but I know life won't be the same again.
We miss people, just the conversation, and I think everyone worldwide are going to realise, if they haven't already, you just miss the really simple things of saying, grab a few friends, go meet at the cafe, let's ride our bike, meet you at the cafe.
Having that taken away, I think you understand how much it meant to you, and it isn't that when you've lost something, you then realise how much you loved it. And me being involved in running since I was 6 years of age, having it taken away, I had a couple of bad weeks there where I really struggled, because to me it's just been my life, and it's always been a passion, don't get me wrong, but it's always been really important for me mentally to get out and run. And even at times Joanne will say, off you go, out you go for a run, you need to go and clear your head. And yeah, so I've just missed that routine. But it's really made me understand how much I love it.
All those little conversations. There's only so many conversations you have. Because you go down to the group, you have all those different conversations in person happening.
Well, you're hearing about other people's week, other people's lives, other people's training, sometimes other people's issues. And think of that impact that those people aren't getting that opportunity to get some things off their chest. It's just great now to connect with other people that are sharing this same experience, and hopefully we're making a positive out of a negative. Yeah, and I'd just like to thank everybody that actually got out there and got involved, whether you're a walker, a runner, even if you're a crawler. It's fantastic to have so much involvement, and we are looking at running more virtual events, and in the background we are looking at setting up this as a business. So Run With The World is what we're looking to do, and it's always going to be about the free event. We actually want people to go, well, there's no excuse, we can go and do this as a family, and we've got 42 hours to do it.
I think just on that, virtual racing has existed for some time now, and I think what this one did last weekend was show us, and not without realising, a virtual community can exist, and we've had them locally for a long time as well. But it just showed it can also happen globally as a community, and very positive space and safe space to share that. So attaching the virtual option to race longer term just might be something that there's the demand and a positive need for.
Not only is virtual running a great thing, but it brings all these people now together from different parts of the world. So yes, you're running on your own, but with these events, you may be running with other people, and that's got to make you, it's got to give you comfort that, well, there's other people doing it with me right now. So we think there's a space for it, and let's see where it goes.
We'll see.
Fantastic. That's great, guys. Thank you so much. It's awesome. And we'll see you on the Facebook page.
You will indeed.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks
guys.
so
really
much, guys.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks for everything.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Good luck with the next one.
See ya.
See you later.
See you, bye.
There we go. Okay, so we are at the tail end of our second leg of our 26.2 miles. Got Ben Kirby here with me. Hi, Ben. Say hi. Hi.
What's up, everybody?
Ben is my my pacer. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much work to do because I've been having to walk a little bit, getting a lot of cramping in, and I can't talk right now because I'm always out of breath. But we are in Nashville. This is for Shannon and Joanne Lum in Sydney, Australia. So this is Nashville, over here behind me, and we're on the pedestrian bridge, crossing the Cumberland River. I don't know if you can see that, and sorry about all the shakes. Trying to hold my hand, and then over here behind us got a there we go, Titan Stadium or Nissan Stadium. So let's see. So we still got halfway to go. You know, carrying the flag, 5 foot by 8 foot flag, and we still got like I said, almost 13 miles to go. So I will post up some more stuff later. I'll send this over to you guys so you can see what we're doing. And thanks for hosting this. We appreciate you. All right. Thank you from Nashville, Tennessee.
Love the 42 Ks in 42 hours in Australia and can't wait for the next challenge.